feel as though in every area we could always have more representation. I would love to see more women with disabilities in film. I feel like that's an area where we're really, really underrepresenting that community still, and so that's something I feel very passionately about. It's great to see the progress that we're making, but I feel like the conversation always sort of stops at race, and I would love to expand that to also making sure that everyone has a shot, because there's millions of people whose talent we're not getting to see. I have no idea. I think it's one of those tricky things that I'm probably not the right person to answer the question of, because I think my fear is always that then white men will dominate all of the categories, and so I'm hoping that they will come up with a way where we can support more diverse talent so that it's not always a clean sweep for straight white men. And so as long as that's not the outcome, then that would be amazing, because I would love for it to be more inclusive. It just depends on how things are going to run, because I think then there would just be such a sad backlash if that's how things go. And we've had that happen at award ceremonies before, and I think that's always been my own pause with it. But I think the sentiment is stunning, and so I hope that that would work.
Thank you. NFL on. Yeah, that's her show. And together.
And all the way down to left. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that the Spirit Awards is such a pioneer in that area is something to really applaud, and I hope that all awards shows will follow in their footsteps, because yeah, obviously gender is a construct, and there are so many important voices that don't fall into the binary across mediums that I think just really should be applauded. So yeah, I think there's so many areas of our industry and many industries that just need to keep pushing forward in terms of inclusivity when it comes to yeah, like stepping outside of the binary.
And Zoe Lister-Jones down a bit. And don't smile never.
I get a little nervous, so give me a second.
I mean, I think the problem is really when you see the percentage of women in the branches, the Oscar branches for voters, and I find those percentages kind of terrifying, that in the director's branch it's like 30% or 34% or something like that. And so I think until we have parity on the voter side, it's always going to be an issue when it comes time to awards. And I would hope that people don't think about gender when they're voting, but I think it's just natural, and I think as soon as we can the Academy can bring in more members and we can start to even out those numbers so that they're representative of the actual filmmaking community, I think we'll start to see some change.
Well, first of all, women are just funnier, okay? The point of view is unique, it's tender, it's raw, it's fearless, and it's strong in a way that proves people wrong. Whenever there's a female director, I'm excited because, you know, especially first-time female directors, and you know, from Joyride, Adele Lim, that was the first time she put on that hat, and it was just so thrilling because we got to do this thing like for the first time together. And same with, you know, other films I've done. I've actually worked with a lot of first-time female directors because there's a passion, there's a hunger.
Is it hard to get into? Those conventions. And right here. And you want to do an over the shoulder? All right, love that.
I really think that we have to find the ways to include everyone, and I don't know if I'm exactly the person that knows how to do that, but I think these conversations need to be happening, and it feels like the time, we're overdue.
Amanda, s'il te plaît, merci. De rien, toujours très belle, toujours. Merci beaucoup.
I think in general the idea of this mom tax of like when a woman has a family, and I often think about that, and always in kind of ideating on how that can improve in general for parents, but particularly for if you're carrying a child.
Especially, I can imagine with filming, like just having to, even if you're carrying or have them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking also, like as a filmmaker, I remember having being 7 months pregnant and getting into a festival, but was taken out of the festival because I couldn't get on an airplane to promote the movie, and I thought, oh gosh, there's a blind spot. You know what I mean?
She just felt like Catherine.